Our next guest, and this is part of our series Inside Bengaluru. We have a real estate company from that city joining us. Irfan Razack, the CMD of Chairman Managing Director of Prestige Estates, is with us. Good morning, Mr. Razack. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, for starters, tell us how the trends are looking like in the Bengaluru market. At least the real estate prices over there don't seem to have fallen like we are seeing softness in areas like NCR. What's your reading for this quarter and for the remaining part of 2015? Do you see demand and therefore realizations picking up?
Morning, Lata. Actually, the on-ground reality is quite good. Question of prices falling does not arise because they really never went overboard. And in Bangalore market, what we have is real prices, which is a component of land cost plus construction cost plus the developer margin, which is pretty thin. So, okay, maybe in the secondary market, if wherever things have gone up, somebody wants to get out, we'll do a deal. But otherwise, things seem to be quite good, and I foresee good times going ahead also in the next few quarters. Only what has happened in the last couple of quarters is the approval process is taking longer than expected. Hence, coming to market with a new product which we were doing on a regular basis has slowed down a bit. But then I think we have to take that in our stride and make sure that everything is in place and then do any new launch. But if there's any new launch, I believe that there will be quite a good demand.
Okay. Mr. Razack, morning. I know we've invited you to talk about the Bangalore market, but I'm very interested in Prestige Estates, foray into markets like Mumbai and Pune that you've spoken about to analysts in the past. We were just speaking to an analyst just a while back who suggested that the Mumbai market and a couple of other markets are seeing a big slowdown as far as volumes are concerned, and prices have also fallen significantly by about 5 to 25%. Given that there's no pickup in volume at all in some of these markets, would you still want to enter into new markets, or do you think that it's better to just stick to the safer markets like Bangalore?
See, it's a mixed bag. Actually, we definitely are consolidating our positions in the south, where we are, whether it's Bangalore or Chennai, Hyderabad, Kochi, and the other southern cities. But apart from this, it's always good to look at new markets. Like when we say we are going to make a foray into a Pune or a Mumbai, there are various different segments of our business. Like for instance, we have IT customers who are in Bangalore who are looking for space in these cities, and they have a requirement, and they keep egging us and telling us, look, if you are in that market, we probably would like to deal with you, and we have a good requirement and a market. So we are looking at it from different segments. It could be IT space, and once we are there, we could feel our way through, and if there is an opportunity and we believe that there's going to be a good synergy in trying to do some residential projects also, either in either of these cities, so we will look at it seriously. But of course, we won't be rash. We will not be in any great hurry to jump into these markets without doing any analysis. It will be a measured effort, but it's definitely something that we will be looking at, because I believe these are also potentially very strong markets. In the real estate, you do have a cycle, you have a little bit of a slowdown, then there's an upside. So once you are there, you take everything in your stride, the ups and the downs, the good and the bad. You have to be there. Now, if you're not there, that means you're not part of the whole action in that particular segment.
Okay, in the past 4 days, we have been speaking to a lot of prominent personalities from Bengaluru, and they've been pointing out that one of the key trends is this huge mushrooming of startups, both sentimentally and practically because of the pouring in of capital. Is that lending an edge to real estate prices? Would you see them rising, therefore, because of this huge amount of capital flowing in?
Yeah, I agree, Lata, because what is happening today is the more the business that increases in this space, that means what we are doing is we are creating more jobs. whether it's a job created by a startup or if it's a existing company that is expanding its footprint in the city. What's happened now is we are running out of the commercial office space. We never had it so good. The vacancy levels have dropped significantly, and there's not much of vacant area that's available A grade, and that is slowly inching up and pushing up the rental prices. The property owners are definitely, now it's a question of demand supply playing in. So there is a time when there was so much surplus, so you always used to say, whatever it is, you please come and take my space. Now it's the other way around. You play a little bit of hardball. You say, okay, this is my time, and let me also get the benefit which I was losing out earlier. But I don't want the prices to go up significantly. In fact, if you ask me heart of hearts, if it comes to a realistic level, it's fine. But if it goes up too much, then it becomes affordable. Then we become uncompetitive. Then you know, these companies will move off somewhere else. Today, why are they here? It's because the infrastructure is available to them. It's available to them at a reasonable price and affordable price. So that's why they choose this city to any other city, apart from the other dynamics like getting the right type of people to work for and everything else. So we have to be sensitive to these things and not let greed take over our needs.
Okay. Can you give us some numbers? The last time we spoke with you, you said that you expect annual launches of 12 to 15 million square feet in FY16. So that was your guidance. In the next 6 months, what does the launch pipeline look like? Which are the projects, and at what average realizations?
Yes, now actually we are looking at a pretty large launch end of this month or the first week of August. That's a property called Prestige Song of the South in Bangalore South. It's in off Banarghatta Road, and that's a pretty large development which is above 3 million plus square feet, and that will be the first launch of our company in this financial year. And we are getting a good sort of feel that this project will do extremely well, because again it's priced reasonably, and the product size is also good. So we are basically targeting people who are genuinely wanting a home for themselves, rather than trying and target an investor market who, when the thing is good, they will enter the project, and things are not so good, they want to exit. So if somebody who genuinely wants a house, if it's reasonably priced, I believe that this will do extremely well. Apart from this, we have more than a dozen projects lined up, but all in various stages of approval, both in Bengaluru, in Chennai, in Kochi, and it's just sometimes it's a little frustrating that this process is a little painfully slow. And having everything in place, having drawn up plans as per the code and everything else, if the paperwork doesn't come out at the required timelines, then whatever you have planned for and whatever you have targeted and imagined, you really cannot achieve that. But having said that, we are working hard, the teams are working very hard to see all this falls in place, and we definitely have a very strong launch pipeline. And another problem that happens is if everything comes bunched up in 1 or 2 quarters, it becomes physically that much more difficult to handle. But I think we are getting there.
Okay. All right. We've run out of time. We would have loved to chat some more, but thank you for joining us, and all the best for the new launch.